I've been the finance director, the chief financial officer of 4 cities. At one time or another, staff from every department have approached me to say that the city next door pays better. I've talked to folks who work in a lot of different city departments, and one way or another, folks are asking me how I can get them better pay. No argument, though. You're right. We agree. I would love to improve your pay. Here's the thing. If you think convincing the finance director is the problem, I'm already convinced. A handy saying for this is when you've made the sale, quit selling. If you work for any city and any department, this video is for you because the real solution to your problem involves something you may not have thought of. There's a universal truth common to every city in the country. Money will fix every problem, and there's never enough money. I've read a lot of budgets. I'm familiar with every kind of city department there is, but I also know that the budget's only half the story. The rest of the story is what's not in the budget, and it's always a long list. I'm sure you already know that in order to balance the budget, things got deferred, put on hold, cans got kicked down the road. But the reality is that a balanced budget, by definition, is spending every penny of income. You know this from your household budget. You also know from budgeting at home that income is where budgeting begins and ends. It's why you're feeling such pressure to look for ways to improve your pay. Money would fix some of your problems. If cities around you pay better, it's not because they fixed all their potholes, graffiti, blight, and they got all their playground equipment current. They're behind also. They have a long waiting list too. They just ran out of money at a higher level. If you really want to give your sales pitch to the right person, it's the taxpayer. Are you able to look your taxpayer in the eye and tell them they're not paying you enough? As much courage as you mustered to speak up to the finance director or city manager or city council, I think you'll agree it's a whole lot harder to tell taxpayers they're not taxed enough. But this isn't a put off. This is a step in the right direction. You're a public servant. You and I, we serve the taxpayers. And if we're honest, we need to ask ourselves what is in fact important to our taxpayers. Tell you from personal experience, I run budget workshops and study sessions every single budget. We hear from everyone. City council members have to make really tough decisions. What is important to their constituents? If you're honest, whatever department you work in, whatever your role is, you know firsthand what citizens, voters, taxpayers aren't getting in your area, and you have to ask yourself, do they want better service or lower taxes? There is an argument for better service. There is a desire for a better city, no doubt. And in every budget process, that question is exactly the question on the table. Let me tell you a story. This applies to any city employee. Imagine you're a police officer. You work for a city next door to Beverly Hills. You're not a Beverly Hills Cop, but you know a few of them. You happen to know that their pay scale is better than yours. Now, you can stew in your envy and jealousy, or you can look at Beverly Hills. Consider this. You can actually do something about it. You can team up with the rank and file employees in your own city. You and actually every other employee at the city you work at is in exactly the position to make your city more like Beverly Hills. Every day, by choosing excellence and focusing on what you know you can do well, you do in fact make the city better. And it's only going to be you and your colleagues, your coworkers in every department that will make the difference happen. You might work in police or fire or public works, parks, streets, water treatment, refuse, transit, or maybe you're one of my personal favorites, the heroes of public service, wastewater treatment. You want Beverly Hills pay? Work every day to make your city more like Beverly Hills. And don't miss this. One of the key elements is that working together, not competing against the other departments in your city. Only together does the city improve. I want you to root for the lowest employee in the department you think is the least important. I mean, really encourage and support. Focus on excellence, serving others. No matter what your job is, you can work for the peace and prosperity of the city you work for, because as it thrives, so you will prosper. You don't need an incentive to get started. You're not a teenager who says, pay me more first, then I'll work harder. You truly might have earned the reward that the city isn't able to repay you yet, but you are your own incentive. It's a free country. You're free to apply elsewhere, but it's my experience that every city has the same problems. And if changing cities is how you can climb the ladder, you're still going to have to work on you. And the best way to be is to be a more valuable public servant. Decide you're going to be the best servant you can be. by seeking the good of others, not yourself, putting others first. Our success lies in helping others succeed. This video aims to help you because it's your efforts that will contribute to the success of your city and make it a better place. Thanks for watching.